Namaste. The chairperson of today's inaugural session of CCCE course and our principal Dr. B. Jadhav sir, chief guest, good friend of mine, Principal Dr. B. N. Gaikwad, the former Registrar of Mumbai University, former Fulbright Postdoctoral Fellow of the University of Florida, USA, the guest of honor, Dr. Aishwarya Patil, Director of Astral Education Limited, Belfast, UK. Other dignitaries, Dr. Itisri Saryam from Odisha, IQC Coordinator, Dr. V. M. Pawar sir, faculties of the department, Dr. Gutte, Mr. P. D. Mane, Mrs. Kamble, the rest faculties who are here, the registered students and the students, brothers and sisters. Good morning and warmest greetings to one and all from Department of English, KSP Mandal, SHIVAJI, MAHAVIDYALAYA, UDGIR. Friends, the Department of English is the largest department of our institution with over 1,200 students enrolled in the current academic year. Among the institutions affiliated with SRDM University Nanded, our department is one of the most renowned departments. There are 50 books with plus 170 top international library holdings and over 70 research papers, book chapters to the credit of the department faculty. The department has a long history of outstanding academic achievements and active participation by faculty and students in a wide range of academic events and activities. Department faculties have actively participated in a number of national and international conferences, seminars, workshops, and other co-curricular activities and events, and delivering over 90 talks on various occasions. So far, 10 scholars have issued PhD degrees from the department as the supervisors. The department faculty have served, department faculty has served on the Board of Studies in English for 4 consecutive terms, including 1 term on the SRDM University Senate and Faculty of Art. Among the department's notable alumni are distinguished MPs, MLAs, social workers, educators, international fellows, and so on. In the last 5 years, our 2 students have received 3 university topper awards in both compulsory and optional English. The department has organized some prestigious events with record attendance, which includes university-sponsored workshop on new syllabus with 315 registered participants, 1 2-day university-sponsored international web conference on pandemic literature with 365 registered participants, 1 national-level online essay competition on coronavirus with 69 registered contestants nationwide, and 1 university-level 4-day online invited lecture series for undergraduate students of English of SRTM University jurisdiction with 1,647 registered participants from this university jurisdiction. The present initiative of CCCE add-on course, which is being inaugurated in our today is our new venture. Friends, as a direct result of the rapid breakthroughs in technological innovations, the defined skill sets that are presently being taught to students in today's educational institutions with program-specific objectives sometimes become outmoded and partially irrelevant in a short lifetime. So, no set curriculum can possibly cover everything that is needed for today's students. Because of this, updating the curriculum and introducing add-on courses are crucial to ensure and inculcate skills in today's students that they need to succeed in their academic and professional careers. Thinking on these issues, our principal sir advised us to start this add-on course, and the Department of English has introduced this CDC approved value-added certificate course in communicative English from this present academic year in order to help students to better prepare for future career possibilities. It is a teacher-assisted learning course designed primarily to develop students' communication skills. 16 experts of a high caliber from a wide range of universities are invited to meet with and guide the students. To make students realize the communication potential of the English language, to bridge their skill gap, to equip them to enhance their communicative skills in English, to encourage them for their all-inclusive development, to develop among them a positive attitude towards the English language, to enrich self-confidence among them, to train them to use language effectively to face interviews, group discussions, and public speakings, and above all, to improve their employability skills are some of the major objectives behind introducing this CCCE course. The course and its syllabus are designed as per the guidelines of the UGC. It has 30-hour duration and all sessions will be conducted through online mode, except one offline examination and only on Sundays and holidays to meet students' convenience. Only 40 students are permitted to register and registration are closed thereafter, in a view that a small group of students and teachers can learn and interact with more ease and can achieve the desired outcome. Once again, I would like to welcome you all and request my colleague, Mr. P.D. Mane, to introduce today's one of guest of honor, Dr. Aishwarya Patil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I am honored to introduce Dr. Aishwarya Patil. She is the founder director of Astral Education Limited, a United Kingdom-based company that provides educational services to higher academic institutions and individuals. She has a track record of outstanding success in her career to date. Most recently, she has earned a PhD in gender equality and career progression, awarded by the School of Social Sciences, Education and Social Work at Queen's University, Belfast. She also has a master's degree in English literature, during which she was top of her class in all courses studied. She benefits from extensive experience, nearly 15 plus years experience she has got of working in various capabilities in higher education, delivering results and leading highly effective teams. She also has a proven record in entrepreneurship, having founded and managed associates of to provide ED consultancy to businesses for 12 years. She has consulted for Deloitte Northern Ireland for Apollo Hospital in India. She was a recipient of Best Teachers Award in 2007 by Maharashtra Girls Educational Society. Critically, Dr. Patil's unique combination of experiences as an educator in the academic field, along with her consultancy and entrepreneurship experiences, make her exceptionally well placed to drive success for business. Furthermore, she is an influential thought leader and industrial expert, sought out for keynotes, lectures, and leadership positions. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now I would like to request Dr. V.M. Pawar, our IQC coordinator, to introduce today's chief guest, Dr. Baliram Gaikwad, Principal Dr. B.N. Gaikwad.
Okay, thank you, Nawale sir. It's my great pleasure to introduce today's guest, Dr. Baliram Gaikwad sir. Dr. Baliram Gaikwad sir is presently working as a principal in Konkan Jnanpith Uran College of Commerce and Arts, Uran. Sir has 21 years of teaching experience at undergraduate level and 15 years of experience at postgraduate level. Sir has completed his Master of Arts in English. Sir has been awarded a doctorate degree by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad in 2009. He has completed his MPhil degree in 2004 and have qualified NET examination also. Sir is Fulbright Postdoctorate Fellow, University of Florida, USA. Sir has served many academic and administrative positions, such as worked as a registrar in University of Mumbai, worked as a vice principal in Degree College. He was a district coordinator in Youth Festival of University of Mumbai. He has served as a head of the department. He has written 3 books in which he has translated the famous book Fakira, written by Anna Bhausate in English language, and it is published by Penguin Modern Classic India. Sir has written 7 scholarly articles in reputed international level books, and have published 12 articles in international journals. He has worked as an editor-in-chief of one journal and member editor of 4 journals. Sir has received travel grants from UGC and one minor research project from University of Mumbai. He has been invited as a chief guest resource person in many national, international seminars, conferences, and UGC Human Resource Development Centers. He has organized 2 international conferences and have worked as a convener. He has worked as a member of BOS in various colleges and universities such as University of Mumbai, SNDT University, Mithibai College, Ferguson College, Ruia College. He has attended total 12 conferences and seminars and have delivered 10 guest lectures in USA. This year,
Pawar sir, yeah, Pawar sir,
last point, sir. Last point, sir, please. This is important. This year, the Margarita Rodovino All Russian State Library for Foreign Literature, Moscow, have unveiled the statue of Annabhau Sathe, and Dr. Baliram Gaikwad was invited as a guest for unveiling ceremony along with Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, sir. With this short introduction, I conclude. Thank you, Nawale, sir.
Really, it is a matter of pride that the son of our
Yes, sir,
soil
yes.
went there to unveil the statue of Annabhau Sathe to Moscow in Russia in last month. I saw it. Very nice. There are, I think, Dr. Smita Ray from UK. She has joined. Ma'am, I request you to enable video if it is comfortable to you. Okay. Even some more dignitaries are there. I appeal them to enable video if you wish. Okay. Now, I would like to show you all a 2.5 minutes video which is made specially for this occasion in order to extend our warmest greetings to you all and to provide an overview of the department's history since its inception, focusing on the most significant events, achievements, activities, and statistics associated with the department. As a majority of the students are newcomers, they belong to UG first year. Let me share the video. I would like to welcome our Vice Principal who joined Dr. Manjare sir and Dr. Smita Ray. C2 is here and C2 is from UK. Very nice. Welcome once again, ma'am. Now, I would like to request our guest of honor, Dr. Aishwarya Patil, Kankal, to share her journey from our village Chorakhali via Latur, Kolhapur to United Kingdom and the role played by the English language and communicative skills therein in her success. Dr. Aishwarya, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind introduction, Dr. Mane sir. Respected principal of Shivaji College, Jadhav sir, my fellow Dayanandian, as well as my fellow native place, Dr. Arvind Nawale. He is my senior, and we belong to the same village, that is Chorakhali. Even though I was born and we are from the same native place, and all the staff members and my dear students, it gives me really a great pleasure to interact with you today and share my views on the importance of English language and how it shaped my life. So let me begin without further ado. I would like to first of all talk about English language and the proficiency in English language that actually is needed. It's essential to succeed in life. So, and I will combine my journey into it. So let me tell you at the outset that English is essential for mobility, economic success, and social status. So when I talk about these three factors, mobility in social context has a very wide meaning. Let us not get into that wide meaning of social context of mobility, but let us take mobility as migration or moving. So as I have migrated from, a slight correction, it is from Chorakhali to Latur to Pune and to UK, not Kolhapur. I have never been to Kolhapur. So yes, so mobility is moving from one place to another place, migration, one country to another country, or one place to another place, or from one position to another position. So that, if we consider a limited meaning of mobility, what is important when you move from one place to another place, let's take very layman example, like you are working in Maharashtra, in Marathwada region. Your mother tongue might be Marathi, Hindi, or Marwadi, Gujarati, whatsoever it is, and you are working there, and you are suddenly transferred to Tamil Nadu. Let's not go into another country, Tamil Nadu. A very basic example. You go to Tamil Nadu, you have to interact with Tamilians, right? So when you interact with Tamilians, you don't know Tamil, they don't know Marathi or Hindi or Gujarati, or because even though Hindi is our national language, the Tamils refuse to accept it as a national language. That is all we know. So what happens is, when you interact with them, what language comes to your help? It is English, because they understand English and they can talk in English. You have to take the help of English and interact with them. Then only transaction is possible, talks are possible, work is possible. So mobility, like for example, I migrated from Pune to United Kingdom to do my PhD. So what my university tested, first of all, is whether I have proficiency in English language or not. That was tested. And then I got the offer of admission. You have to undergo the English proficiency tests before going abroad for any courses that you do. So for mobility, English is essential. Now, economic success. Let's talk about economic success. You might have been going through various job advertisements when you are doing your master's or you are doing your bachelor's, you go through lots of job advertisements and you see there are essential criteria and there is desirable criteria in job application, job description actually. So in essential criteria, you can see that one condition is common in India, particularly when you apply for jobs. One condition is common, one essential criteria is common, and that is the candidate must have excellent communication skills in English, in spoken English or in written English. So without that, even if you are shortlisted for an interview based on your other qualifications, you will be rejected if you do not have excellent communication skills in English. So your job, which means your economic success or your financial success, comes because of English. So you can understand the importance of English. And unfortunately, whether you like it or not, with economic success comes the social status. A poor man doesn't have social status. It is unfortunate, but whether you like it or not, this is the fact. So English is essential for these three reasons: for mobility, for economic success, and for social status. I will go further and say that it is essential for your survival. So it is incumbent upon us, particularly us in the sense that we belong to the so-called, so-called, I will not say, backward area of Maharashtra. We have to face the prejudice whenever we move on to one place to another. Like we leave Marathwada and go to Pune, Mumbai, or any other region, there is a prejudice, general prejudice against us, that we actually are not proficient in communication skills, or we lack knowledge or something. We have to fight that. And therefore, it is incumbent upon us to develop our skills. Communication skills, other skill sets also, it is incumbent upon us. And therefore, you need to understand that there is no option for you but to have proficiency in English. Now, all right, this course that is designed for you, certificate course in communicative English, is a very good course. Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. But if you go through this course and you don't implement what is taught to you in your practice, you are not going to have proficiency in English. Let me give you a mantra of having proficiency, having command on any language. To have command on any language, English whatsoever, you need to use that language. Using is really very important. 1,000 such courses will not be useful unless you implement what is taught to you in your practice. You have to use the language to have proficiency in that language. Means what? Think in that language. The process starts. How we speak, we think and we speak, right? We think and we write. So think in English. Read in English. That is the next step, because that is how you are going to improve your English, increase your vocabulary. Read in English, speak in English, write in English, listen to English. And I would go further and say, like this: walk in English, talk in English, sleep in English. And when you sleep in English, you will get a dream in English. And then you can get up in the morning and say, I have command on English. So that's the mantra. 1,000 these courses will not help you unless you use the language. And that is what I did in my life. I used the language. Studied in Latur in Marathi medium. I'm not an English medium student. I was a student of Deshikendra High School, Latur. I studied all my life in Marathi medium, but still I could communicate to you in fluent English. Why? Because I used English. Now your department is taking so much of efforts in developing your skills, particularly communication skills in English, you have to complement it by using that language. So take a pledge from today, since we are kickstarting this course today, that you will speak, listen, read, think in English, use English. That's all I would like to say. And I congratulate the Department of English for thinking. Your concern and passion actually is really motivating, and keep doing good work. All the best. Thank you very much.
Nawale sir, unmute.
Unmute yourself. Sir, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I request Principal Dr. B.N. Gaikwad to virtually inaugurate our CCCE add-on course and deliver his inaugural speech, highlighting his journey from a small village in Marathwada, Nanded district, via English HOD and Vice Principal of Acharya and Marathi College, Fulbright Postdoctoral Fellow to University of Florida, USA, recipient of the travel grant to visit Malaysia, to Registrar of Mumbai University and present Principal of Uran College, and the role played by the English language and communicative skills therein. Dr. B.N. sir, please.
Thank you, sir. Very, very good morning to all assembled here on this digital platform. Dr. V.A. Jadhav, sir, Principal of SHIVAJI MAHAVIDYALAYA UDGIR Latur, the Department of English faculties. Then Dr. Aishwarya Patil, madam, I am so glad to listen to you. Dr. Sunita Ray, ma'am, Smita Ray, ma'am. Dr. Arvind Nawale, sir, the course coordinator of this wonderful course. Dr. R.M. Manjare, Vice Principal. The Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University's various authorities involved in this program. The teachers of English in the region, and all dear students and everyone assembled here. Well, I think first of all, I have a great amount of great amount of admiration towards the efforts of Department of English Dr. Arvind Nawale sir has taken in this in the form of this course. But just let me take a panoramic view of what has been happening in the last 3 years. And I've seen, in spite of the troublesome situation that the entire world was going through, from 45 people. The 45 people at 45 different locations are there connected to this program. This is all possible because of technology. So with a great regard to technology, I express great thanks to all of you and Dr. Arvind Nawale sir for inviting me on this occasion. I have, again, regard for my friend, Dr. Arvind Nawale. We have been associated for a long time. And in the last 3 years also, I've seen the way, in spite of, insurmountable kind of difficulties that he has overcome. And he's been so actively engaged in all academic activities, national, international conferences, and various kinds of academic deliberations. He has been extremely active member. I really have a great admiration for that purpose. Coming to the course, this communicative English course that Department of English of SHIVAJI MAHAVIDYALAYA UDGIR has, come out with, proposed this particular program. Well, friends, I myself have been a student of a Jilla Parishad Marathi medium school in my taluka place, that's Bhokar, Nanded. And I know the kind of difficulties that the schools and colleges really go through. And the situation has really not been very different what it was at the time of my own education to high school education. But in spite of that, the visionary efforts that the Department of English of SHIVAJI Mahavidyalaya has shown and taken, and they really deserve a big round of applause for that. I also see the infrastructure issues and the issues that, one of the commendable thing about this particular course is I first time come across the use of the terminology like CDC approved course. Usually that has to be like this, but then at the same time, using this terminology, giving it a due credit that the academic process with which it has to go. So it's a CDC approved course. He also thought about having communicative English course in the college. I don't know, I think mostly it is going to be online program, right, sir? Another salient feature of this particular program is that you have, dear students, you have many online courses available completely free of charge also on UGC website in the form of MOOC courses are there. And we also have distance education, IGNOU universities, many courses are also available. But one of the distinctness of this course, which I personally see, is this, the kind of resource person that he has involved in this one. So I don't think any other course I have come across wherein 30 hours, the certificate course where resource person are as many, I think more than 10 resource persons are involved for this 30 hours course. And all of they happen to be the top names in their own specializations and English language teaching. And I think, so in that case, this course is going to be the unique. I must also congratulate the principal, sir, for his initiative also. Dr. Jadhav, sir, there's no other certificate course available wherein 10 international or recognized people involved in certificate course teaching. We all have our academic connections, and we are also working at different universities and various academic bodies in various capacities. But for certificate course, I think you usually don't find, rather you don't find such kind of a combination where international people also work in certificate course as a resource person. So this is really a visionary work of Dr. Nawale sir and Dr. Jadhav sir, your entire team. Well, coming to the topic of this communicative course in English or communicative English course, I completely resonate with Dr. Aishwarya Patil ma'am that, dear friends, I'm referring to all the dear students on this platform, that what madam has said, I just reciprocate the same, saying that, what I am today, it is simply because of my selection of the subject, my love towards English. I loved English, English loved me. Madam also said one of the most important things in her brief speech is that she said language, English language, is also associated with social status and your financial status and all. So actually those people who are, those students who are already attached with this program, and even all the other students also, in fact, it could have been open to all the students also, along with the regular students who have enrolled in this program. I personally believe that one should have that kind of a greater understanding of the social scenario, wherein language is such a kind of a powerful weapon. And I mean, all the languages in general, but English in particular is the most powerful weapon among all. That's my personal belief and my experience. The communicative English always unites all of us, and it is in this context I dare to say that probably the country like India, wherein we have colonial past and colonial ghosts existence in our country even today, though it is it is considered that English has a colonial presence in our country. But in spite of that, when I think about the national scenario and linguistic situation, I personally believe that English language has a kind of a potential in itself to keep India united. Because as Patil madam rightly mentioned, that the only bridge language that we probably have existing in our country to keep all the states in India connected. And I think that's English. So it is the social status, it is self-confidence also is one thing that we all acquire, we all have, we all maintain through English language. So whatever languages we are studying, I know a person in Chembur in Mumbai. He is well versed with 13 languages, as high as 13 languages. Amazing kind of thing. It is usually, it's a scientifically proven thing that the person with maximum languages, knowledge with maximum languages, the IQ level of that person is always believed to be very high, and it is scientifically proven. So knowing languages is always an added advantage to our personality. It's an additional feather in the cap of any individual. But having knowledge of all the languages, yet one of those languages has to be compulsorily English. I don't say that because I am professor in English, I am student in English, but I say this is out of understanding of my social understanding, my exposure with English language. I also understood the organizers have one clear intention in their mind. They don't want us to speak. I think that's what Dr. Nawale sir mentioned to Dr. Patil madam and me too, that here it is not expected to speak on communicative English, but to speak on our individual experiences, that how we were able to grasp, kind of get mastery over English language, whatever little bit English knowledge we have acquired. So how we were able to do this and how we dealt with this issue of being vernacular medium from Marathi medium, and yet, acquiring acceptable maturity and, the knowledge in English. So basically, when we think about English language, all of us are quite aware that the very basic learning with English language, which begins with the 4 skills, and all English literature students and teachers, this is our first step. We say listening is the first step towards English language, or rather any language, listening. Then comes speaking, and then reading and writing. And we see entire year we study. Now we have semester system these days, last couple of years, but the pattern that probably all your teachers and we speakers, your resource persons, we have undergone that system wherein we used to learn for the entire year, and then within 3 hours time, we needed to reproduce what we have learned during 3 hours time on the paper. And that would rather test us, that would vouch how much we have learned, and that's how our scores would be. Now you have semester system. Now the semester system has really facilitated students. You study for 4 months, 5 months, and then you have semester end examination and you write. So listening, speaking, reading, and writing. So writing, which used to be an annual business, now that has turned to be half-yearly business. So you really don't have to keep a lot of information in your mind for 6 months, for a year, but within 5 months of time, you have exam and you write and you unload the things that you've learned. So those 4 skills, if you think about the challenges earlier and the challenges now are very different. I see that I began my speech with kind of a lot of admiration towards the technology, but technology has also kind of spoiled the social life, individual life too. This morning when I was taking walk with some of my apartment friends, engineer friends, business, government and business level. So they were all saying that technology has really enabled, and one of the points that I raise is probably, though technology enabled us, but has also, unless we use this technology as a weapon judiciously with great wisdom, it can be dangerous. In a sense, there are a couple of issues newly cropped up, and there are also traditionally we have many issues in our society, and we have no time to think about those. We don't have that kind of activism which used to be there earlier. Society has multiple new issues, and we have no time. Many of the time, I have one of the my daughter installed one app in my mobile which says digital health, and towards the end of the day when I check that, it says 46 times you unlocked your mobile, 2 hours you use WhatsApp, okay, 45 minutes you use YouTube. Like that, it gives the entire entire, the credits for the entire day's use of this mobile. So it's a digital record. And then I feel, oh my God, I use mobile 46 times, that means. So excessive use of technology is also kind of obsession. It's a waste of time. So we have to really use it judiciously. But the point related to communicative English, I must say, dear friends, I personally would appeal and urge all of you that apply this course. This course will be a regular business for all of you. It's an opportunity. We are all teachers. This certificate course is probably not a compulsory activity of the department, but it is the initiatives of the department out of the social fervor and social necessity, their commitments and sensibility towards the students' growth and development. So students should also positively respond to this and understand that how their teachers want the students to really acquire knowledge, expertise, and competence in English language, which will further give them an upper hand when it comes to the competition in the market. What kind of a competition really? We receive, I also happen to be a panel member at Tata Institute of Social Sciences every year for the interviews. And I get an opportunity to experience, to see every year that how the national youth thinks about, how nationally students prepare themselves, what is their social awakening status and all that. So I see that some of the students are so very well prepared and some students are really so clueless. So I think to have this kind of a wider understanding, to make yourself accessible to the kind of existing knowledge, store of knowledge available in the world, you have to first acquire competence in English. And I think this course will offer you this. Sir expressed his desire that how I dealt with English language and the difficulties that I faced. I'll just quickly comment on that and then I'll sum it up. Dear friends, I also happen to be from, as I mentioned, Maharashtra, Nanded, Marathwada region. But then typically from Jilla Parishad school. But my way of handling English language was my passion towards the language, one. Second, in my entire lifetime, I never joined any coaching classes for any purpose. All right. Rather, I conducted some extra coachings for others, but I never joined. So basically, my love towards vocabulary building, knowing multiple words. For example, we can say it's a silent atmosphere here. One would say it's a tranquil atmosphere here. Another person would use the sentence or the word like serenity. You should really develop that kind of interest, that how there's multiple vocabulary, how we can more the vocabulary, more equipped you are to understand things. So using one particular sentence, my hobby was to take a sentence, for example, serenity, as I mentioned. If you take one word, serenity, then you should be able to use the serenity word as a noun, as a verb, as an adjective. So how to use one word in multiple sentences, how to use thesaurus, which is the best way of using thesaurus. Now there are also many apps, but I would really say, do not run behind all that. Use probably the traditional method every day. My teachers told me use at least 10 to 15 new words every day. But if we could really multiply that, I had a simplest way of, building my vocabulary. I used to write words on one sheet of paper. We'll keep that paper in my pocket, use that for 15 days. Every day repetition. Ma'am also mentioned talk in English, walk in English, sleep in English. I used to do that really. And this talking and walking in English literally happened many times. I would talk to myself loudly when I'm walking on the road and immediately remove the paper, see, oh, what are the words I had written in the morning? I'll recollect them, recollect the spellings, then write those words. If you do not revisit those pages, your notebook, write in a notebook every day, put a date, write the words. These are the words that and try to be smarter than others. Let there be healthy competition. आपके क्लासमेट जो हैं वो क्लासमेट से भी मैं अच्छा प्रदर्शन में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस कॉलेज में दिखाऊंगी. That kind of attitude you should have, healthy attitude. So always try to learn good things. You yourself will find, my classmates, my friends would call me, any foreigners in Aurangabad, in front of our room there was we open the door and we get to see mini Taj Mahal, and that is Bibi Ka Maqbara in Aurangabad. And from there many foreigners, visitors used to travel. The moment any foreigners are going from there, my other classmates, they would all run. I mean, they were of different subjects. They would run to me and say, Gaikwad, chal, koi foreigner aa raha hai, jara baat karna. Tu kaise baat karta hai? Humko dekhna hai. I used to get highly motivated that no, others can't do that, but I can do that. Take pleasure, take pride, take happiness in such small things. Develop language. Most importantly, talk to yourself, write the diaries. Anyone approaches to me, sir, I need to improve my English. What do? I ask them to write one page right in front of me, or they should write at home. They bring it to me. I try to identify what are their mistakes. When you write, that reflects your mistakes, your weaknesses, the level with which you are using English language. And at any age, learning does not stop. You can start learning at any age. A friend of mine, a very senior friend of mine, manager in Tata Energy, Tata Electricity, after retirement, next day he started Sanskrit classes. I mean, he enrolled himself for Sanskrit classes. So friends, students, when you are beginning with this course today, please make a serious effort and that kind of a determination, decision that I really want to go ahead. Every day, write a page or at least 2 pages. What happened in the entire day? Aaj din bhar maine kya kiya? Likho English mein. Tutti frutti broken English is your first step towards achieving mastery in English. Write every day. Whenever you get time, show it to your teachers. I guarantee you that your teachers will love checking your notebook. Okay. Red circles, day by day, red circles will decrease. And then you will find that there is a progressive development happening in your interest, in your language. And that's how you will slowly acquire. There is no magical wand which will enable you. Injection diya or fever chala gaya, aisa nahi hota hai. Injection liya or English aa gaya fatafat. Not possible, not possible. There is no shortcut. Please put in efforts. 4 to 5 months time is sufficient. Once you build confidence, little bit of vocabulary of around 5,000 words, and having group together, discussion with your friends. That's the greatest way of learning. Having friends, discussing with them in English. Many of the time we have one of the greatest hurdles in learning English, I think, in the region that we all belong to, is people say कि अरे shining मार रहा है, देखो ना English में बोल रहे हैं हमेशा. If that is still exists, don't worry about it. Okay, वो shining होगा ना बाद में, really it will be a shining for you in your life. Okay, तो वो shining वाला जो बोल रहे हैं ना उनको, let them be there. You just go ahead. Okay, so have communication with your friends. Tutti frutti broken English, use it. Don't hesitate. Don't shy. And on daily basis, speak to yourself. Write a page or 2. Build your vocabulary. Show it to your teachers. Sometime your teacher should also get impressed. Ki, how can he know such a word? Use words like hallucination, and your teachers will be surprised. Ki, isko hallucination bhi pata hai. Learn that kind of. Take pleasure in learning, and you see that 30 hours nahi, aapko to bahut kam hours mein ye sab acquire hoga. So I also have another meeting there. So I wish all the dear students a very bright future. And it will be my great pleasure to meet anybody if you come to Mumbai. And before I closing, I should not forget to thank the organizers. Thank Dr. Arvind Nawale sir for inviting me. And it's great pleasure meeting Smita ma'am and Aishwarya ma'am too. Thank you all of you. Good day.
Very, very wonderful speech delivered by you. And really, Dr. BN sir, we have to shine that you have students should have to learn from his speech. He has invited me to his college for one international conference. I visited his college department also. He's a workaholic person. We were also together in Shirdi conference, and when 5-6 years back, when he was in Florida, that time there was no Zoom or not WhatsApp also. We were in touch on the Google Hangout that time also. He guided me also, motivated me number of time. But many time I listened to you, but this is a masterpiece for me as it is totally student oriented. And really our students will be motivated. Before proceeding to the next segment, may I request Smita ji, if you are desirous, can you share within 1 to 2 minutes yourself? Can you express yourself if you wish? Unmute within 1 minute, 2 minutes. Just express yourself.
Sure. Good morning, everyone, and it's a pleasure to be here. All the dignitaries and of course the students were so keen to learn English. I'm just here because I'll be seeing you towards the end of the course, and I'll be.
Smita, she also is from Mumbai and now well settled in London. She was professor in King's College, London previously, a very renowned college in the world. Yeah, she is MA in Sanskrit and in English also. She is from Bombay. Yeah, carry on, please.
And just like what you everybody has been sharing their experiences, the dignitary speakers, that I'm from I did my education in Marathi medium, so perhaps this is something towards the end when I will be sharing my experiences, I would definitely share all of this with you guys. But it's a pleasure to see you all here, and I was just here to see how the course begins, so that towards the end. Yeah. Probably most of you will have gathered the knowledge and will have more confidence in speaking English. But that's you have a full month of using your time wisely, staying focused on the subject that you have started, and just carry on with. This is for learners. Carry on with what you have. You're here. You're as Dr. Gaikwad used the word determination. I think that's an important word here, that you have to be determined. So if you decide that now today I have made a good start and I'll continue, I'll carry forward, and I'll put in all my efforts into what I have determined to achieve, I'm sure definitely you will succeed in that. So thank you, Dr. Nawale, for asking me to share a couple of things.
I have deliberately picked you three people in order to motivate the students, that students should learn that we all are from Marathi medium schools and colleges, till we could achieve a bit. And you have achieved a milestone in your career. And the role, due to only what we are today, is only due to the language, choice of the language, as Dr. Aishwarya has put in. And students, I would like to bring your attention to the screen of Professor Baliram Gaikwad. See the wall photo. Look what is written there. Tomorrow won't be any difference unless you start now. And we should have to start now. It is very, very wonderful and motivating. Now, the next segment is the presidential address, and I would like to request our principal and chairperson of today's inaugural session, Honorable Dr. V. Jadhav sir, to preside over the function. Sir, please, Principal Jadhav sir, please.
Good afternoon to one and all. The chief guest of today's function, Dr. B.M. Gaikwad sir, who is an eminent academician and administrator, former Registrar of Mumbai University, and present principal of KG Uran College, Uran. The guest of honor, Maharashtra Chimulgi, Dr. Aishwarya Patil, who is a director of Astral Education Limited, Belfast, UK. Dr. Sarangi Madam, Dr. Smita Madam, and convener of this course, and our HOD of English Department, Dr. A.M. Nawale sir, his colleague and his colleagues, IQC coordinator Dr. V.M. Pawar, our vice principal Dr. Mandre sir, and all the participant students, teachers, and friends. I am very happy to preside over this wonderful inaugural session of the value added certificate course in communicative English designed by our English department. Both the guests invited today are the best example of successful persons, and we feel proud that both are sons of our soil. Both have proper knowledge of English and communicative skills. Dr. Gaikwad sir was Fulbright Fellow at the University of Florida, USA, and Dr. Patil Madam, presently working as a Director of Research Education Limited, Belfast, UK. Friends, as Patil Madam rightly pointed out that English, mobility, economic success, and social status is essential must. Friends, English is a global language, a powerful weapon that opens the windows of world. English taught in our 118 countries. English language is important, useful, and helpful to every citizen in today's world. English is also a language of science, mathematics, technology, tourism, and number of areas. English language is universally accepted. English language learning will allow us to communicate effectively with proper from all over the world. Our CCCE course is designed as per UGC guidelines. 16 experts will interact with the students on different topics of English communicative skills. This course will be beneficial to you in many ways. You will realize the communication potential of English language, and you will be acquainted with the skills to use language effectively to face interviews, which will improve your employability skills. I got impressed by the speakers of both the guests, as Gaikwad sir and madam pointed out that 4 points: listening, reading, writing, speaking, as well as think in English, talk in English, walk in English, sleep in English. Actually, I got impressed. Friends, I am sure that this course will enhance your employment prospects in coming future. With this assurance, I would like to conclude my speech. I am thankful to Dr. B.M. Gaikwad sir, Dr. Patil madam sir, Dr. Sarangi and Dr. Smita madam, and others for sparing your valuable time with us. I wish you all the best. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Before calling my colleague KW Gutte for to propose vote of thanks, I would like to inform you that I have prepared this event, this inaugural session will be concluded with national anthem. Unmute.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I'm very happy to hear you all in this online platform. First of all, I would like to thank you, our Honorable Principal Sir, Dr. Jadhav Sir, for being with us as a chairperson of this function. I'm very much happy to welcome and thank you, Dr. Aishwarya Patil ma'am, for being with us, and as you have inculcated your vision among the students is very appreciable. I'm thankful to you on behalf of our department and college. I'm also thankful to Dr. The Jadhav sir,
Gaikwad sir.
Gaikwad sir, Baliram Jadhav, Gaikwad sir, for being with us, as he was worked as the key post in Bombay University. And once I have talked to him to invite a national event in South Asian Studies, but due to technical problems, he could not join us. But it is very happy to see him here in this function. I'm also thankful to all the dignitaries and participants who has participated actively in this function. I'm very much thankful to Head of the Department, Nawale sir, for conducting such a grand event in this online platform. I'm thankful to Mane sir, I'm thankful to Pawar sir, I'm thankful to all my beloved students, and thank you everyone for joining with us. Thank you.
भारत भाग्य विधाता
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा जलधि तरंग
तव शुभ नाम जाने तब शुभ आशीष मांगे